Hello lovelies and welcome back to An Abundance of Sophie, and in classic fashion for this channel, it's been a while. So 3 weeks ago marked the 1 year anniversary of me leaving England, and it has been such an emotional roller coaster of a year. I've had some of the highest highs and lowest lows, and I've gone through some really big changes. Obviously the move back from England was absolutely massive, and it took a lot for me to readjust to that. And then moving to Melbourne, going back to university, starting a new job. It's been a time for changes, to say the least. And I wanted to mark the occasion with something special. So I decided to book myself in to get a new tattoo. Now, it has been years since I last got a tattoo. My last one was this one on my right shoulder blade. And I've been thinking for a long time that I wanted to get a tattoo to commemorate London, and I finally settled on a design, booked myself in. So 3 weeks ago, on the anniversary of leaving London, I got my London tattoo. But this isn't just a video about me talking about getting a tattoo. I want to talk a little bit about why, but I also want to talk about how. So why? I wanted a London tattoo because my time in London had a physical change to who I am internally. So it felt only right to have something physically marking me externally to commemorate that huge change in myself. So a tattoo felt natural. I love tattoos. If I had, endless money, I'm sure I'd be covered in them. They really speak to who I am. They're a part of me, and they're my expression of who I am. So getting a London tattoo was natural for me, and I am so stoked with it. I also did something very different with this tattoo. I used numbing cream for the first time. So I thought I would make a video on my experience with that and bring that to you guys. So I chose Hush because it seems to be the go-to product, and also it was the easiest to find for me to buy online. So the instructions say that you have to apply it about an hour before your tattoo, which worked well because I had about an hour travel to get to my tattoo artist. So start with a shower, made sure that my shoulder was nice and clean, and then I applied a thick layer of the gel to the area that I was going to be getting tattooed. Now, one thing to note is I don't think I put enough on. I thought I did, but based on my results, maybe I didn't put enough. But it was like a thick layer on there, and I wasn't quite sure how to put more on without just smearing it everywhere. So it seemed like enough at the time. But anyway, so I put a layer of the gel on, then I glad wrapped it all up. For future note, if you're going to use this, I get someone to help you, especially because I was working on the back of my shoulder blade. If I was working on my arms or legs or stomach, it probably would have been okay. But because I couldn't use my second hand to get up to my shoulder blade, it was really difficult. So I probably would get somebody else to help me if I was doing something in that spot again. But anyway, once I did that, sealed it all up, chucked a bit of tape on it, left the house. And within about 5-10 minutes, I could feel it. If you've ever used deep heat cream, that's the sensation that I was getting from this cream. It was so hot, it was cold. It felt like it was burning me. And I think if I hadn't have experienced deep heat before, I would have panicked. And I would have been like, I need to get this stuff off now. This isn't normal. But I kind of just pushed through it. But it was quite a disconcerting feeling because in all my research, and I've been reading and watching some other videos that people had made, nobody really mentioned that feeling. So yeah, that feeling was quite disconcerting, and that lasted for a good half hour where I could just kind of feel it burning, and it got to that point where it's so hot it feels cold, and you're like, this is really uncomfortable and I don't like this at all. But after about half an hour, I stopped noticing the pain. It started to numb, I guess. By the time I got to the tattooist about an hour later, I couldn't feel anything. I was slapping my arm. It was completely numb. Got in there, tattooist cleaned everything off because you've obviously got to get everything off to be able to get the stencil to sit right. and to actually do the tattoo. So that was fine. We laid out the stencil and he started, and like I could feel it. I could feel it and it hurt. But it wasn't killing me. I vividly remember when I got my other shoulder done, it hurt so bad, and unconsciously my muscles were clenching the whole time because I was just trying so hard to stay still, and that made the needle jump a lot. So my design on the shoulder is actually a lot thicker than it was originally supposed to be, just because I physically couldn't stay still. It hurt so bad. I started to tear up a couple of times getting it. And I don't consider myself a weak person. I feel like I can handle quite a bit of pain. But that was excruciating, especially along the actual scapular bone. It was so painful. But this one, it still hurt, but I was able to stay still. I didn't have to, stop for a break or anything. I was really chilled out. I didn't feel like I had to hold still the whole time. I was just kind of really relaxed. There was still quite a bit of pain, but overall, it was a better experience. I don't know whether that was because of the cream or just, this tattooer was better than the guy that did my other shoulder blade, or, whether this one's a little bit lower, so it's not quite on the bone in the same way that the other side is. But I do know that it felt easier. I don't know whether it was worth the effort of the gel, because like I said, that first half hour putting it on, it was pretty awful. But on the other hand, it did allow me to relax a bit more during the session. I think if you're going to numbing cream because you want to have a tattoo pain-free, then that's not going to happen. You're not going to get that. Like, it does hurt. You still have to earn that tattoo. You have to sit through that pain. But it kind of just takes the edge off. If you feel like that's worth, paying $60, $70, I think is what I paid. I'm not quite sure. By all means, go for it. I don't think I'll do it again. I don't think it was personally worth it for me, because it did still hurt. I was still in pain. I was just able to relax better. All I can say is, for me, I don't think it was worth the effort. It wasn't worth the money, and it wasn't worth, that half hour at the start of it freaking burning my arm. So, yeah, this was probably the most useless review to ever watch, because I don't really give you an answer, but that's my experience. I hope that by talking about how the gel actually feels helps, because nobody really seemed to be talking about that in the videos I was watching. Everyone talked about how it felt to get the tattoo with gel, but nobody talked about what the gel felt like in that first half hour. So hopefully I can save somebody else from freaking out and having to Google like repeatedly, is this normal? Oh my god, have I done something wrong and is permanent damage being caused to my skin? But yeah, I guess that's my video today. So as always, please like, comment and share this video, subscribe to my channel, and for a greater abundance of Sophie, you can find me on my social medias. Bye guys.